Okay, last one of the day. It's in me. It's all over me. I'm going to get it out and I'll be done for the day. I did a video a while back and I erased it, and I hated that I erased it. So I pray that I put the right energy back into this one. The power of not worrying. How to stop worrying so much. This is an exercise technique that I learned years ago, and it really, really works. Okay, so we know why we don't want to be stressed out. We know why we don't want to have worry. So I'm going to tell you an exercise to help you stop doing that. Okay, so if you have an event on Tuesday and today's Sunday, please don't worry about it until Tuesday. Please don't give things extra energy. Because, see, it's going to have its time on Tuesday. It's going to have all of its time. It's going to take all of you. It's going to be 100% taking over of you on a set date and time. So any extra energy you give it is just that. It's just extra energy that's not needed, that could be used elsewhere. So have an intention of doing things and worrying about things appropriately. If it's on Tuesday, train your brain to not worry about it until Tuesday. Train your brain to not, I train my brain so well, I don't worry about it until I'm sitting right there. I won't even worry about it on the way there. I worry about it as soon as it is present. As soon as that thing or person's right there in my face and the dialogue begins. Then I'll start to interact with it and let it fool with my energy and interact with my energy. But it's still not causing me any worry. And how I do that is, if I'm worried about something, I do something very powerful. It works every time. I cut everything off. I sit quietly, uninterrupted. And I live out the worst case scenario. No matter what it is, something light and breezy, like a little meeting with someone that I'm not really looking forward to, or something life-changing. All of these things fall into the same bag of tricks. And my trick is, I sit and I go there. I go all the way there mentally. I feel it. I smell it. I take it all the way in. Every aspect of that experience, I go there. And I'm able to go there so well, and so are you, because your brain does not know the difference between something that's real and something you made up. Okay? Your brain has no idea the difference. It's going to surge the same energy, the same hormones, the same chemicals, the same electrical charges as if it's really happening. Your brain has no distinction between fiction and nonfiction. That's why you got to be careful what you let your brain see and let it take in also. Sidebar. Another video. So, we use this aspect of the brain to quantum leap, jump into that situation and live it out and feel all of the pain and anguish and misery. Get in it. Get in it. Get in the worst case scenario. And don't come out until you are damn near in tears or your heart is racing, because you know that you're feeling your biggest fear in any situation, okay? And I guarantee you, it will not be as bad as you have made up in your own brain, and or it still won't be as bad as you made up in your own brain if it even happens, because you've already dealt with it. Not only do you deal with it and say, okay, I'm in this situation. It's horrible. I hate this. Now, what is my plan? I'm in the hell realm that I don't want. What do I do if it happens? Get your exit strategy going. Get your what's next situation lined up in your head. Think about it in detail. In absolute detail. So that if and when it happens, you're like, oh, boop. All right, bam. I already planned on this. I already planned on that. I already planned on this. I already planned on that. And that's it. You're not going to cry very much, if at all, because you should have already done that. You should have already lived the worst case scenario. It should not be a shock. We're not going to just hope for the best and not do this work to prepare ourselves for the shock of it actually happening. We're not going to shock ourselves. We're going to get ready for it. And then once we get ready for it, and once we live that moment and sit there for 10, 20, 30 minutes, an hour, whatever it takes to get all this lived out in your brain and in your imagination, once you're done, you leave it alone. This is the key. Once you did all of that energy work, all of that visualization, all of that strategizing for the worst case scenario, all that feeling and smelling and the impact, the infliction, I feel it. It hurts. After that's all done, you piece it out and you move on to what is presently going on in your life and deal with that. Don't worry about that no more. It'll be here. It'll be here like Tuesday. Okay? It'll be here. Don't give it extra time. We will worry about something all day long, every day, until the day it happens. Why? 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 Just to die a little earlier? Just to bring on an onset of a disease a little sooner? Or a period? Because you worry so damn much, you worried yourself into a damn disease, right? That's what worry does, okay? That's energy, right? That energy got to go somewhere. Just like when you pour soda on something or acid on something. It got to go somewhere. It's going to eat. It's going to eat now. It's going to eat. It's going to eat something. So when you do that, it's eating away at you. Literally. We'll call it your stomach lining. We'll call it your esophagus. We'll call it your brain aneurysm. Okay? Whatever it is, that energy is alive, right? And that energy has to live on because you gave birth to it. And until you get rid of it, it's going to be just in your body, eating away at things, right? So we don't want that energy in us. We want it out. So we work through the situation in theory with all of the horrible, disgusting, worst case scenarios. And you get your action plan. Okay? The worst case scenario, the shit hits the fan, open up your book. Step 1. This is what I'm supposed to do now that this has happened. Number 2, bam, bam, bam. And now at least you can move through this with a little more grace because you know what's going to happen. You already planned through it and you're not crying and snotting and sneezing and crying and all tearing shit up and, yelling and screaming and making extra hell for yourself. You just jump right into your exit strategy. You jump right into your what's next now. What do I do now? But most of the time, the worst case scenario does not even happen. But in the cases that it does, it's okay because you know what to do and you're a little more a hold of your emotions because you were able to get them out. You were able to feel that pain. It wasn't a shock. So when it does happen, it's like, okay, yep, this is exactly what I thought it would feel like. Oh my God. And you go through life and you get through that challenge, and you're better off after it, because it did not kill you, and you got through, and you're okay. We do not want to spend all of our time worrying about things that are inevitably coming. That's a waste of time. Pray, put that energy there, and move on. You worrying about something? Pray about it. Say, please take this energy of worry from me. Please take this energy of doubt, or whatever it is that you're feeling. Ask for the universe, Most High, God, Lord, whatever you believe in. Ask for it to be taken away from you. And you better know that it will be gone. And you keep praying until it's gone. You get a mantra going. Rebuke the bad, remove the bad. Clarity, peace, clarity, peace, clarity. Whatever it is, say it over and 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 over. And it will eat up the other energy. It will take over it with the light and the God energy. And then you will be healed from that current infliction, and you move on to the next thing. And the more you do it, it's easier and easier and easier. Before you know it, you don't worry. You don't worry no more. I don't worry anymore. It's been about 15 years. I don't worry anymore. I just go to the worst case scenario and I get it over with. I go to funerals and everything. I do everything. I go all the way there. So when it happens, it's not a shock for me. It's not a blow that takes me down for years and months and weeks. No. Okay? So, remember that. Remember, once you live it out, you let it go. That's the most important thing. Let it go. And when it seeps back in, pray about it and move on. When you can't control something, when you feel like you don't got control over it, pray for it to go away. Keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. Eventually you'll start a habit. If you keep doing anything, you will create a habit of it. So if you do what I'm telling you to do, you'll create a habit of it. And you will not have a problem doing this. And before you know it, you'll be worrying less and less and less and less and less and less until you no longer worry the way you've been worrying. Take everything you worry about every time it comes and just do what you got to do with it. Work it out in your mind. Strategize it, and you move on. It's over. It's done. So when it happens, you're moving so gracefully. You're not looking crazy. You just inhale, exhale, and jump right into what you planned on doing. On to the next thing. Okay? Once again, if you need any counseling or one-on-one ascension lesson programming, that's what I offer. If you want to reprogram your brain to work the way you want it to work and work with you, not against you, that's what I help do with my Ascension one-on-one training over the phone. And just leave your email in the comment section, and I will delete it right away. I work on donations, and I work on $60 per hour. And I'm here to help. If you take just the videos, they will set you free all by themselves. Okay? But if you really want to dive in, you can do that also. And we can work one-on-one on ascending you and getting you to the ideal